guys, Lori here. I'm doing part one of my Unhaul series, and I always do this before BEA and BookOn, just because I know that I'm going to get a lot of books, and I just want to find these new homes. Some of these will be giveaways, and some of these I'm just bringing to school. Some of these I've recently read, and some of these I've been holding on to for a while. So yeah, let's get into it. As again, if you are deeply in love with these books, that is nothing against the books. Sometimes I really enjoy them. I just don't see myself rereading them again, or I had double copies, or another reason. So let's get into it. The first couple books I am going to be unhauling are books that I have read. So this is Devouring Grey by Christina Lynn Herman. I actually really enjoyed this book. I actually just had two copies. I wound up giving one to the kids at the school, and one I'm either going to do a giveaway with or wind up giving it again to someone else at my school. But I really enjoyed it. It was like a really nice balance between Stranger Things. It wasn't very romance heavy. It was just like light on the romance, but I'm hoping that in future books it will get a little bit more play. But yeah, I actually really liked it. So if you're, and this isn't out yet. This comes out in the middle of April, so be sure to keep a nose at it. But I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really, really solid debut with nice Stranger Things vibes. The next book I'm going to unhaul is You Owe Me a Murder by Elaine Cook, and I actually really wound up enjoying this one. I actually just had two copies. I might actually wind up doing a giveaway for this on my blog, so keep a nose out because I did already give one to the kids at the school. And the next book I'm going to unhaul is Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey. This was like a romance for adults, and I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't see myself really ever rereading it, but I thought it was a fun read. If you're looking for kind of a quicker, for me this book wasn't a quick read, but it was enjoyable. It just was middle of the road. I think I gave it 3 stars, but I just don't see myself rereading it in the future. These next are books that I have been holding onto for about at least 3 or 4 years. So I have decided to unhaul Soundless by Rochelle Mead. I actually thought this was a really good standalone. It's basically about the society where no one can talk. Is it talk? Yeah, there's no one can talk, but then they all start to lose their sight. I think. Is that what it is? No one in our village has been able. Oh, no one has been able to hear, but now they're starting to lose their sight. It was a really, really solid standalone, a really, really short standalone too, and I actually really wound up enjoying it. I don't think it got nearly enough play like in the world as she wanted it to. I wasn't the biggest fan of her Glittering Court series, but I actually really did wind up enjoying this book. So I just don't see myself rereading it, and if I really do want to reread it, I might just grab the audiobook. But this was an Owl Crate book back in the day, back before they did like exclusive covers. But yeah, so that's the reason I'm unhauling Soundless by Rochelle Mead. But I really did wind up enjoying it. This one's hard. But I did wind up, I'm going to unhaul Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry. And it's just because I was not the biggest fan of this novel in that series. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Oz and Emily's relationship. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I definitely am keeping A Walk the Line and Long Road Home because I love those books. But this one I would just like to give to someone who I think might enjoy it a little bit better than me. This was probably one of her weaker novels in my opinion, but I really do love all her other novels. But this book just was not my favorite, and I don't see myself ever rereading this book in that series. Another couple of books or arcs. One is Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. I just have not heard the best things about this book, to be honest. I know it's like a Snow Queen. It's like a Snow Queen retelling. And I have never got around to reading it. I got this at least in 2016, so it's been a while, and I just never got around to reading it. I know it never became a series, so it didn't really capture me to ever read it. So I'm just going to maybe find someone at the school that will like it more than me. I'm also unhauling Starflight by Melissa Landers. This is actually a really good science fiction novel. I thought it was really interesting. It had Anastasia vibes, but I just don't think I'm ever going to reread it. And if I do decide to reread it, I'll probably get the audiobook. And I still have to read the second book in this series, but I actually did wind up really enjoying this when I read it. So that's saying something, but I actually did really like it. It's just been a while, and I just don't see myself rereading it. The next book I'm going to unhaul is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Again, I really, really like this book, but once the twist is revealed, like once you get to the twist, I just don't think that I could reread it. It's a really emotional, compelling, really fast read too. But I just don't see myself ever rereading it, but I really did enjoy it again. The next couple of books. Now, I think I'm going to wind up giving this to one of my students so I can just get a signed copy of Geekarella for my collection, like a hardback. But this is another one that I loved, and I'm really pretty 90% sure that I'm going to get a hardback copy of this book to match my hardback of Princess and the Fangirl and have them both signed. So I might wind up giving this to someone that I know likes romance at my school. I also do have an arc of Everless, but I wound up getting the hardback signed to watch Evermore. So again, I really love this book. It was one of my favorites. I never wound up getting this signed to me, so I can easily give this away. Another contemporary that I wound up unhauling is My Unscripted Life by Lauren Morrill. This is another book about romance on set that I wound up really liking it, but I don't see myself rereading it. And here's a couple more. This is Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. Again, I really did wind up liking this book when I read it. It's actually signed, but I don't see myself rereading it because it was not one of my favorites of her books. And then I'm also getting rid of The Demigod Diaries by Rick Riordan. This is one of the companion books, and I just don't see myself rereading it. And I have a couple of kids at my school that love Percy Jackson, so I'm probably just going to give it to one of them. And this was a book that I just never wound up getting around to, and it's Ode and True by Kat Winters. It spies a little bit like, I know it's like a historical fiction, but I know that it just had to deal with two sisters that wind up having to face some demons, both physical and not physical. So yeah, so that's part one of my book haul. Most of these books are honestly just going to go to school, and I'm going to see who wants them and who doesn't want them. But I'm just trying to be in a little bit of a better place for when I do go to BEA and BookCon. But yeah, keep a nose out because I'm going to be doing unhauls more frequently as we get closer to BookCon and BEA. And let me know in the comments if you think there's any of these books that I should keep on my shelves. Some of them I just have double copies of or arcs. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye.